Though the adventurers manage to rescue Melodia, the End Magnus from Celestial Tree goes missing. Distrust begins to brew among us. I'm sorry, I had to. Anyways, hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Baten Kaitos, Eternal Wings in the Lost Ocean. In the last episode, we arrived here at Balancor, the Barrow of Illusions. This is the city that Calus grew up in, and we got to learn a little bit about the history of the city, as well as a little bit of Calus, and we learned a little bit about the lore of the game, in a sense. And we went to Duke Calbren's mansion to meet up with Melodia after we rescued her, and Duke Calbren showed us the way to the End Magnus, but Giacomo was 2 steps ahead of us, and he's already making his way towards it. And in the last episode, Mazzuti, the great Mazzuti, has joined our team. Yeah, that's the last character in our party. Yeah, we only get 6 characters in our party, so yeah. Last episode, I was meaning to do something, but I didn't. I want to do it off right now. Now that we have Mazzuti, the thing is with Shella and Mazzuti are both spellcasters. They have the same Magnus attacks and everything else. So what I usually do at this point when I get Mazzuti is I kind of take away a lot of spell cards that are of certain elements, and we start putting in cards that are certain elements. The reason why is because I'm trying my best to avoid having duplicates or getting a chance to to negate attacks in a way, mix opposing elements. And I don't want to do that. So what I usually do at this point in the game is I usually put light, fire, and wind magic in Shella's deck. And then I would also, hold on a second, I gotta put one more card in there. I'll just do fire burst level 3, that's fine. I don't have another wind burst, I don't know, I don't do that. And Mazzuti would get water, darkness, and Chronos. This way, I'm not tempted to mix elements. The only time I'd ever probably mix elements at this point is if their specials, like their finisher moves, had the certain elements. I'm basically making it so that I don't mix by accident with the spells, because unlike physical attack items like swords and gauntlets and paddles and cornets, these have attacks, physical attacks built on them. So you do normal damage, you do a damage as well as elemental damage with these weapons. Spells, on the other hand, are not like that. Their attack is, actually, I take that back. I don't know what I'm talking about. It says it right there. Yeah, it does damage. It does damage. Forget I said anything. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I shouldn't have said that. What I was going to go on was like, well, these are just straight elemental attacks. Elemental damage thing. No, it doesn't. It says right there on the card, it's attack 73, Chronos damage 55. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, what I'm trying to get at is with Shella and Mazzuti, it's easy to keep your opposing elements kind of like separated. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm having a hard time finding words I want to talk about. So that way, you're not more inclined to incur penalties by mixing elements. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, it's a long-winded way of saying it. Anyways, we're going to be heading down to the dungeon that the End Magnus is hidden in. This dungeon's kind of a doozy. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But yeah, it's right here. Beyond the hog rats. I think that's what they're called. Like I said in the last episode, remember these guys are here, because we're going to be coming back to them later. Anyways, I'd like to introduce you to probably the most bizarre dungeon in this game. One of the most bizarre dungeons in this game, if we hadn't already had bizarre dungeons in this game already. Welcome to Coccolith, the Labyrinth of Mirrors. Every time I look at this dungeon, I always think I'm transitioning into a Final Fantasy X battle animation, because it has the same effect. Anyways, Coccolith, I think that's how you're saying it, Coccolith, the Labyrinth of Mirrors, is weird, because it is shattered mirror effect here, and it has different perspectives from every shattered mirror part. So you gotta kind of move Callus while watching the perspective of each one to get from the star post, which is where we started, to the moon post. And that's kind of trippy. This is a really trippy dungeon. There is a treasure chest, as you can see at the bottom of the screen there. It's a kind of a weird angle, but yeah, you can kind of see where Callus's like perspectives are, as well as the enemies. I'm gonna go ahead and try to fight, but this first room is kind of weird. It's just a giant circle with a line in the middle of it. That's kind of how you can kind of look at it. But I'm gonna try to grab this treasure chest as soon as I can, if I can. Anyways, we're gonna avoid the enemy right now. Good. Try to avoid him. Go down the middle path here. And can I get the treasure chest? Ooh, gosh, this is weird. Controls going on everywhere. Okay, right there. I'm right there in front of the treasure chest. Alright, we grabbed this, and we obtained the Magnus Heaven's Pillar. Heaven's Pillar is a finisher for Mizudi. So we're going to put that in Mizudi's deck. I'm going to get rid of the beans. Because the beans, even though they got a cool gimmick to them, they're not really useful for us. We're going to put that in there. Also, I forgot to do this. I'm going to edit my team. Shella, I'm so sorry. Mirror has not been kind to you. We're going to actually put, not Mizudi. I want to actually use Mizudi. We just got Mizudi. We're going to have this team. Callus, Mizudi, and Liu. The main reason why is because the enemies kind of use like the previous dungeon, like to use light attacks. So darkness is our best friend here. This is our first enemy here. I can't remember what the name of this darn thing is, but it's kind of weird. This enemy has a move called Fruit of the Titans, which will cause it'll buff their attack. And if there was like 2 of them, that'd be kind of dangerous, but there's not. I'm gonna try to get a picture here. I'll just skip the turn, that's fine. Fruit of the Titans, yeah, is gonna buff their attack. And we don't really want that. I'm gonna try to get this camera because I want to take a picture of the darn thing. Like every enemy that we come into, a new enemy, we have to take a picture of it. Well, we're gonna have plenty of opportunity to do so. Well, I'm not too worried about it. But these enemies are kind of weak. I think they're weak to darkness. They use light attacks. So let's use Sorvando. I think that's how you say this attack. I think I've mentioned this plenty of times before. Yeah, 50% attribute bonus to darkness here. Let's go ahead and just heal, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to get the camera because I want to make sure I get the pictures right away. I guess we'll just I'll just cut until we get the camera, I guess. Holy moly! Yeah, that attack, the Fruit of the Titans does a lot of damage. Yeah, that did like 300 damage. Doesn't play around. Okay, there's the camera. When Mizudi's turn comes around, I kind of want to explain something with Mizudi. I hadn't really gotten a chance to explain yet. Mizudi's got kind of a cool, like, unique feature to them. They have a, out of all the characters in this game, none of them have elementless specials, but Mizudi does. Mizudi has 3 of these things The first 3 specials that Mazzuti has, here, we're going to go ahead and take a picture of it. There we go. The first 3 of these specials are elementless. It's kind of weird. You can use this to your advantage if you don't know what the weakness is. Yeah, this is the level 2 finisher from Mazzuti. Sorcerer's Breath. It's completely elementless. So it just does plain on attack damage. That's kind of odd, but I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, Mazzuti is the only character that has this quirk to them. So, anyways, we finally got that picture. This enemy is called the Wakub Kakish. It's kind of a weird name. I'm gonna go take the picture. The Pershminians, or whatever, I can't say that frickin' thing name. They're good healing items, but I've got enough healing items at the moment. Anyways, this is the second enemy type. This is a spider. This is one of the spiders. You remember the spiders that we fought in like Nuki Valley back in like the 3rd episode of this LP? It's kind of like it's the same family of enemies. They use light attacks as well as water. So you want to use fire if you can, but darkness is really strong against it. It buffs its attack, or no, I'm sorry, it buffs its defense if given the chance to. Hopefully we're gonna get a picture of these guys. Oh, there's a camera right there. Thank goodness I didn't have to cut for that one. I was like, I'm gonna have to probably cut this one too. But these guys are annoying because of this thing. This special sucks. I don't like this one. Freeze beam. Now Callus is frozen. Can't use anything this turn. Well, that sucks. That's alright. I get it'll freeze lasts only like I think 1 turn. Of course he's gonna freeze me like 2. Yep, I kinda knew it. 1 damage. Wow, you did 1 damage, dude. Anyways, I'm gonna get rid of you. You're just a nuisance, man. I don't like these spider enemies. Just because they just that freeze beam sucks. I hate being frozen. It's not, like I said, it's not the worst ailment in this game, but it's annoying. Okay, there we go. All right, let me take a picture of you, dude. Okay, 6. Do we have him to 6? Yes, I have him to 6. Okay, cool. I guess I can do 7. I guess that's fine. I just screwed up my combo for no reason. But you're poisoned, so I guess that's cool too. Okay, get rid of that. Oh, I got rid of that one. There we go. I should have used the water because I need the flame tongue because that's his helmet. Man, I'm not thinking today. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. There we go. That should do a lot. Yeah, 656. Yeah, that did a lot of damage. At least I got the picture from these guys. Ooh, we got a new fist for Savina. The Arm Bomber. It's a really strong attack here. This thing is called the Crystal Spider. That's an easy name to remember. Not like the Nuki Valley's variant spider. I can't never say that's name. Anyways, I'm gonna take the Arm Bomber. We're gonna put that in Savina's deck. Let's get rid of the leather gloves. Start, phasing this stuff out. We got rotten meat in our deck here. That's disgusting. I did a test playthrough of this dungeon already. And it didn't go well. I'll name reason why. And it's this, we're going around, like every other dungeon, looking for all the enemies to take pictures of them, because that's part of the completion process to get the picture. Let's attack the spider here in this room. Oh my god, he spawned. Okay, thank god. Oh, I gotta talk about this. Okay. There was a 3rd enemy in this. And that enemy right there in the middle is that dog enemy. Okay. It's called a Sbarb. S-B-A-R-B. S-Barb. I think that's what these things are called. Oh my god, my test recording was annoying because this guy would not show up. I literally sat here trying to get this guy to spawn for 2 hours. It was painful. It was really painful. I was like, I give up, dude. I'm not gonna sit here for 2 hours looking for this darn thing. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad the first opportunity showed up. It showed up, thank God. I can keep this recording now. Alright, but yeah, like, this guy, these enemies are very rare in this dungeon for whatever reason. I don't know why. Anyways, this is Mizuti's level 1 special. Sorcerer's Chakram. That's kind of a cool attack. I like that one. Alright, so trying to defend with food. Don't really have that much. Mizuti's deck, if you couldn't tell, is really gimped at the moment because Mizuti's not in the same class as everybody else right now when you first get them. So, I'm getting gang piled here. Ow. Really don't want to get rid of these cards, you know. Let's go ahead and get rid of the spider. All these dark swords. I'll use Flash Explosion. There we go. Now, if I remember correctly, these Hellhound monsters, S-Barb, yeah, monster, this S-Barb monster, it has really powerful attacks, I think. If I remember correctly, this enemy is so rare, I barely know what they do. Oh man, of course you go after Mizuti. They do fire damage. Ugh. Mizuti's already like down for the count almost. Alright, let's heal Mizuti because Mizuti's hurt. Get rid of the light because we really don't need the light attack. Okay. Defend. Thank God you didn't use your freeze beam on me. Don't need you to be doing that, dude. Alright, I'm gonna target this other spider. 7, 7, 6. I think 6 here for the Heaven's Pillar. There we go. Alright, Heaven's Pillar is kind of a cool attack. Heaven's Pillar! Giant pillars come from the sky and then just slam down on the enemy. It's a Chronos-based attack. Pretty strong. Alright, let's heal Mizuti. Mizuti was getting beat up pretty badly. Get rid of all these cards here, free up some space here. You get to eat all this, Mizuti. There you go. 1455 heal. Fire crystal. Ow. Oh, that causes burning. Of course it does. Oh yeah, you double. I forgot. He has 2 heads. He doubles because of that. That's kind of weird. I forgot about that. 3, 3, 3. I don't know what the name of these things. It's musical terms, and most of the time it's different language. It's mostly Latin, I think. I don't have anything to defend with, man. Usually I'm like swimming in defense items, and then half the time it's not even showing up now. Oh, Mizuti. Oh, there's a camera, thank goodness. Okay, let's wait until the next turn for the camera to take effect of it, so I can be done with this little side quest. Yeah, I'm just really happy this enemy showed up because, oh my gosh, I was literally getting really angry at this last recording session that it failed because I couldn't get this guy to spawn no matter what I did. And I knew it only spawned with the crystal spider enemies. I knew it did, but it just wouldn't show up. It would always be 1 spider, 2 spiders, or 3 spiders. Yeah, can you imagine 3 spiders dealing with that stuff? That's annoying, isn't it? Let's do 1, 2, 3. Can't really do this. I think that's as far as I can go. That's alright. This is Mizuti's other special. Sorcerer's Seal. I always liked how Mizuti says, of course you're on fire too. That's just great. He's gonna double. Use fire crystal on me. Now everybody's burned. Everybody's on fire today. But yeah, I always really like how Mizuti says their special in the sub. The Japanese voice, because I don't know what they say. It says oogie, as like it sounds like it says oogie. I don't know. I just like the way they say it. Oh, I love how the Hellhound dies here. It's just like flat, like a dog on ice or something, and just on the ground like that with the legs spread out and everything. Okay, sculpting knife. Oh boy. S-Barb, yeah. I think that's how you say it. A feared two-headed hunting dog of the evil gods. Definitely not man's best friend, since it eats him. If you ever show up. Anyways, this room's a little trippy. I didn't even mention this. There's an obvious path, and it's just a little bit weird. But if you go in this corner here, there's a treasure chest tucked away in this corner, and you obtain the Magnus Corona Australis. Yeah, we got ourselves another Magnus, Constellation Magnus. I'm gonna go ahead and heal my fiery friends here. They're on fire. Okay, let's go ahead and tech you. I didn't even mention this. I was phasing right through you. A lot of these enemies have really good drops here in this dungeon. We already saw one with the arm bomber, but there's a good weapon for Gabari too. It's a Chronos-based weapon, so I'm gonna go ahead and try and get one. Hopefully on these enemies here. Fruit of the Titans! You're gonna buff your buddy there. Ooh, that's one of the cool drops, an Indra Horn. That's for Liud. We'll go ahead and put that in your deck. Get rid of the crone helmet. I think it was a crone horn. Not crone helmet. I don't know why I said that. Crone horn. That's what I'm trying to say. Get rid of this one too, because we didn't even put this in there. Brilliant horn. There we go. Okay. I also, during that failed recording session, I should mention, I was kind of wrong about this too. I think I mentioned before that cheese stops aging. No, that's wrong. Cheese does age into something else. And I learned it from my 2-hour wait here. I forgot that after 17 hours has passed, cheese turns into green mold, which does nothing but poison the enemy. So, yeah, it does age after a while. Anyways, this is the last room before the boss. And this is kind of a weird room because it's more like... I'm trying to make the picture in my head. Yeah, the first room has a giant circle with a line in the middle. This one is two ovals overlapping each other perpendicularly. It's kind of a weird way to say it. But yeah, that's how you do it. There is a save flower, and if you're not careful, you can miss it. Try not to, because you'll be in a world of hurt if you don't. Windblow level 3, awesome, I like that. Yeah, we're gonna definitely take that. That was one of the cool drops that I like to see. Yeah, let's try to get this other enemy, if I can remember where the perspective is. You can see Callus's feet on one of the mirror shards there. don't want to do that. There we go. I can see the perspective. We can attack this guy. Yeah, Chronos Blow level 3. I did make a Sacred Water. Take Chronos Blow level 3 because I can actually use that right now. Get rid of the 2. And we'll just replace it with the 3. There we go. Oh, Shella. That's right. Kind of help if I got rid. You got a bunch of fire in your deck. Put a wind in there. There we go. Okay. All right. That's not all the stuff I wanted to show though. Trying to remember if it was the. I think it was the star, but I'm not too sure. Well, let me go. I'm gonna do something real quick. I don't normally do this in a recording session, but I'm going to save just in case I'm wrong about this. We'll make a new save file here just so I make sure I don't load the save over my file there. I can't remember. I literally lost track. If the star is the next room or the previous room, because I kind of want to go back to the previous room. Namely because I want to grind some items. Yeah, there we go. Okay, it was the previous room. The reason why is because there's a couple of cool items we can get from these guys, and I kind of want to grab them. I'm gonna take your picture, Bazooty. We still don't have your picture, so this will work out. Picture of Mazooty. Mysterious, quirky, strange. Mazooty's mask gives a little hint of any emotions behind it. Pictures is yeah. Well, anyways, Sashin's hood. That was a cool item. Picking that up. Put it in Savino's deck because I need to start spreading my stuff out a little bit so that way everybody gets good stuff. Now I gotta fight 3 spiders. So, I mentioned something about how to make more Sacred Water, but here's another SP combo that I completely forgot about. We use Sacred Water and Holy Grail, you get Sacred Water. Yeah, you can make another SP combo just by simply putting Sacred Water and Holy Grail, and you can get another Sacred Water. So we really don't need that Rice Brew anymore. So you could just keep making more Sacred Waters by just doing that simple combo, which would probably be more beneficial. And I'm getting beat up because I'm frozen again. Okay, so this is one of the cool items that we got. I got a bunch of picture. We got another Sacred Water. Second hand. This is the Chronos ore for Gabari. And it inflicts, I think, status of, was it poison? I think it's poison, yeah. Yeah. Alright, let's grab that because that's actually a really cool weapon. Let's put that in Gabari's deck. Get rid of the mosquito. We'll put the second hand in. I think I mentioned these items like alternate between different beans after a while. And I think we look at our Magnus log, I think it does show you that. I guess it doesn't. I thought it did. Anyways, I know those beans change what they are after a while. They change between different like status ailment beans, and each one's worth a Magnus like entry in your collection. So it's worth keeping it around just for that. But yeah, I'm gonna get to the save flower because now that we got pretty much everything I wanted, I think the only thing else that I haven't gotten is one of these enemies drops Chronos Blow level 3. I think I might have got it. Actually, no, I got that. What am I talking about? Flower bud. I'm gonna take the Sacred Water because now I can actually probably put that in Shella's deck. We can finally put a Sacred Water in her deck. Don't really have that many healing items. I guess I could get rid of the cheese because, like I said, it'll after a while age into something I don't really care for. Okay, all right. Now let me clear out the last enemy here so that way we can be done with that, and then we'll go and save and go fight the boss. Gleaming Helm! That's a good item. I know I keep going back and forth between stuff, but what was it? Infinity Mask? Yeah, that's an old item. We're going to go ahead and replace that with Gleaming Helm. There we go. Okay, so now that I cleared out everything, let me go to the save flower if I can find my way to it. Go around in the circle, watching the perspectives. There we go. There we're in the save. Okay, let me save my progress. There we go. Alright, now, let us continue. We're gonna go to... Actually, let me heal first. Party, Magnus. Oh, I guess Callus is the only one that's hurt. Okay, cool. That makes it easier on me. Let me go to the moon. There we go. Once you tap A on this thing, it'll hit you straight into a cutscene. Just be warned.